Hello everybody and welcome back for more Final Fantasy 4. We're gonna have a downer episode today. We're gonna have a really depressing episode and I'll tell you why. Because my fantastic, wonderful, loving boyfriend reminded me of how horribly old I am. So, yeah, it's all his fault. Now, the reason I say I'm horribly old is because, I was, of course, looking at the title screen for this, and it says, 1991. And I'm like, oh, I'm older than the video game. I'm older than most video games, because, well, I guess that really depends on the video game. I'm older than most of the video games I play, because, I've been playing, well, I play a lot of recent games. But, more to the point, this game came out in 1991. It's 2012. The game is old enough to drink. I'm older than a game that's old enough to drink. And I know you're thinking, yeah, so is half the population, well, over half the population of existence. So what? He then proceeded to point out that my cat that I've had, my cat is old enough to be in kindergarten. I am so Detroit right now. I'm just so, I know it seems like, what the hell? Fuck off, dude. Is he, who the fuck was that? Kitty Pryde? I think that's who it was. Isn't that her name? Shadow Cat? That one. He's a fucking X-Man. Holy shit. I'm gonna keep you in the front of the party despite your weird tumor coming out of your head. You get cookies, sir. Now just phase walk through the wall and get me that treasure chest. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, I'm old. And it makes me sad. So, I was thinking all of the stuff that I could point out that I'm older than, because I just really apparently hate myself. I'm pretty sure I'm older than the internet. I mean, well, there might have been some form of internet or something like that, ages ago. In the dark ages before I was spawned. I'm pretty sure I wasn't born. I've seen my mother. I'm pretty sure I must have been somehow spawned. But, a horrible person. But yeah, I think I predate the internet. I don't think in fact, I'm almost entirely sure I don't technically predate Atari. So, I've got that going for me. I don't predate video games. I think that's important. But I remember I lived with a friend of mine for a while, and her mother took in her niece and nephew. Well, great niece and nephew technically. Anyway, her mother pretty much adopted her niece and nephew. And I was talking to the kids who were, some young age before sentience has actually set in. Not technically, but I hate children. And, oh great, reflect. Fantastic. And, they were arguing over, God, I don't even know what gaming system it was. And one of them was whining about not being on the being able to get onto the computer because I was on the computer and those little shits could go to hell. And they were whining about not being able to, play online games. And I looked at them and I was like, I remember when the only video game, or the only computer game we had was Oregon Trail. On a green-on-green screen. And, the floppy disks were actually floppy. And more to the point, they were huge. The kids didn't believe me. They thought I was making it up. They thought I was making up the technology of the day. And it made me feel old then, and at the time of this conversation, I was significantly younger than I am now. And I just wanted to, you know, cry. I just wanted to cry. There's a song that I don't know who does it. I don't know who holds the copyright, but you fucker, you only took 1 point of damage. That was the God of Lightning. The God of Lightning showed up and personally smote you, and you took 1 point of damage. You heathen bastard. I'm mad now. Though technically, for the record, heathen, if I'm not mistaken, just means someone who worships in the countryside instead of someone who worships in the city. Little known fact. I have completely derailed myself from my original point. I don't remember my original point. Fuck it, we're gonna talk about Fruit Loops now. No, we're not, because I don't know that much about Fruit Loops. Instead, we're going to talk about cats. I know a lot about cats. Let's talk about cats. I'm a cat person. And, one day, I aspire to be the crazy cat lady. I know some of you are thinking, why the fuck would you aspire to be that? Because I like cats. I mean, some dogs are okay, but I'm not a dog person. I couldn't give less of a shit about birds. Fish are okay, I guess. I mean, they swim around in a bowl. Or a tank, as the case may be. Sometimes they're colorful. I don't know. Just not a fish person, either. What the hell? Did you just bork your summoning? God damn it, Rydia. Oh, for the record, I power leveled Edge for a while, in case you're wondering why he's significantly less HP-less. It doesn't even matter if you level up Rydia, you suck. You can level up all fucking day long and it's not gonna do any good. Because you're ugly and nobody loves you. And your hair is stupid. Look at it. It looks like someone just flocked your head. Yes, I said flocked. I have completely derailed myself again. What was I talking about? Crazy cat ladies. Yes. So one day, when I grow up, strange thing considering I just went on a rant about being old, but oh hey, it's floor 2. There should still be some treasure here. But for some reason I still think thoughts like when I grow up. And to be honest, there are times whenever I, you know, go to that old standby of I think I need an adult. Or I have the sudden epiphany that I am the adult in the room. And it's really confusing. I just kind of sit there and go, when the fuck did that happen? Because I'm not sure. I'm really not. I mean, I don't really, like, feel old all of the time. Well, I mean, I'm not technically old, but it depends on your definition of old. And in case you're wondering, my teasing definition of old has been, like, 30. And that was mostly just so I could, you know, call my mother old all the time because she's about 30 years older than me. But because of that, apparently at some point I started actually believing that. So, yeah, I'm really not that old, but apparently I have managed to brain myself into thinking that 30 is, like, ancient. And it's not. But anyway, I lost my point. Clearly I'm entirely together, and I know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, as I keep getting older, I still think thoughts of when I grow up, and you know, that kind of stuff. It's really weird, really weird. But I definitely consider myself ahead of the curve, because by the law of averages among my family, I should have had at least 2 kids by now. And I've had none. So, I'm gonna call that a win. And in case you're wondering where this is all going, this all actually ties back into my original point. I don't want to grow up and have kids. You know, I don't want to be somebody's mother. I don't want to, you know, be a soccer mom or have to deal with crying children or anything like that. I want to be the crazy cat lady. I watched a special on, I think it was like Science Channel or something, about this woman who, you know, used to be a beauty queen and she had a rich husband and all this stuff, and she's like, and I was absolutely miserable. So she divorced her husband and started a cat rescue. A huge friggin' free-range cat rescue. Where, you know, she just has like a shit ton of land and the cats roam free about it. And I looked at that and I was like, yes. That's my idea of retirement. I want to have a giant cat farm. I'll grow purrs. It'll be fantastic. Purrs and cat hair. So yes, I aspire to be the crazy cat lady when I grow up. There's probably a lot wrong with me, but the important thing to remember is that the crazy cat lady can play video games like constantly, 'cause they're cats and they fucking ignore you until they want something, and then you can just pause the game and, you know, go fill their food dish and they'll leave you alone for like 10 minutes. Unless apparently they're Mona. But Mona's the downstairs cat. Yes, we have them segregated by rooms. Or, you know, by floors. There are the downstairs cats and then the upstairs cats. But, yeah, this entire episode is about me being old and cats. It's a good episode. It's good times. Good times. But, what was I gonna say? I don't know. I keep saying that I'm gonna blame it on the fact that I was up for, like, God, forever. I was up forever before I finally got any sleep. And I mean, I actually got decent sleep. I was just up for so long beforehand that my brain is Swiss cheese. You know, it's either that or the meth. That was entirely a joke. I mean, God, I hope nobody actually believed that. No. No. Anyway. Family Guy. Family Guy is why I went there. Curse you, Seth MacFarlane. I think that's his name. Anyway. Yeah. So... Stuff. I've been playing Wizardry. That's interesting. That's an interesting game. It is, of course, level grinding the game, but without the adorable little monsters. So, you know, it's definitely pre-Pokemon. Pokemon, if you prefer, and I do. Because I'm weird. Really? Fine, I will fucking chocobo you to death. It's a verb now. He, she, they chocobo. We chocobo. Speaking of chocobos, apparently 13.2 has 2 new chocobo arrangements. Both of them have lyrics, and one of them is death metal. I really hope the person that told me that was just messing with me. But at the same time, I'm scared. I'm scared that they weren't. I'm also kind of on the fence about whether or not I'm going to... No, I tell a lie. I know I'm going to get 13.2, and I know I'm going to play 13.2. I'm on the fence about whether or not I'll like it. Apparently, the actual game is so much fun that you forget the fact that the plot is a big steaming pile of, you know, time shit. But I don't know. I don't know. Well, I've played through Final Fantasies that had no plot. The first one, for example. What the fuck were you even doing? What was going on? Maybe I just missed that bus. But, yeah. I don't know. So that didn't have a plot. What What other Final Fantasies didn't have a plot? I never actually beat 2, but I'm pretty sure 2 actually had a plot. 3 had a plot. I played that. I played the remake, anyway. I didn't play the original. This one obviously has a plot. You know, with its moon people. Let's see. 5. I've never played 5, but I'm pretty sure it has a plot. 6 definitely had a plot. 7 definitely had a plot. 8. I've never played 8. I'm told, in, you know, the tales of myth and legend, that there's a plot involved. But I'll take people's word for it. I'm sure there's a plot. But whatever. Whatever. And now that I've rambled at you, I'm actually going to call this here, and I will see you guys tomorrow. So until then, Macarena.